of the 6-in-1 Fruit Bunny Live Crochet Along. I will be guiding you through it step by step on how to crochet this pattern. We're of course going to focus on the most important parts of the pattern. If there's like a lot of repetition going on, we're going to skip it because if we're not doing 20 rows of single crochets live here on camera, that is silly and that is a waste of time for you. So let's make sure that you guys bring all your guys' questions that you have so that way I can support you through this pattern. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you will let me know, right? I will be upset if you don't ask me questions because I want to help you, and being frustrated is not the way to go through a really fun live crochet along. So this is all about removing the obstacles and having fun and having a super cute fruit bunny in the end with this really fun live crochet along. And let's remember, we do have prizes being given away, and there are going to be winners going to be announced at the end. 12 winners. So let me remind you really quickly before we get into the tutorial part of it. So I have here, let me see, did I have this? I want to make sure I have the right slide. Yes. Okay. So there's a few different ways on how you have a chance to win. Okay. So there's 4 categories and each of them gets 3 winners. Okay. So we have the very first one right there. All you got to do is sign up. Make sure you're signed up. That's all you got to do. Sign up for the live crochet along. Put your full name and email address in. That's it. No purchase necessary. That's all you got to do is sign up and you're automatically entered into that part of the giveaway. The next part, part 2, is going to be right here. And that is the second point right here. And that is watching all 3 of the live tutorials and answering my question at the end of the live tutorial. Okay, so there will be a question at the end. So make sure you stay till the end. Answer that question, put it in the comments, whether that is live or as a replay, and that way you qualify for the giveaway if you do it for all 3 videos, okay? There is no crocheting necessary for those 2 parts so far. The crocheting part comes in for the 3rd part right here, and that is actually finishing it. You do not have to do more than 1 fruit. You can just pick as many fruits as you like or just pick 1 fruit. It does not matter. Just make the bunny, the ears, the fruit shell, and that's all you got to do. No yarn hanging off, okay? You can add things to it if you like. If you want to customize yours, feel free to do that, okay? Just finish it and then post it into the Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki with the hashtag, which is LiveCal APR for April 26. Okay, that is the hashtag you put into the description when you post into the Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki. Okay, and then the very last one, super easy, just show up for the party, which is April 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, and we're gonna have 3 questions right there during that party, so no crocheting necessary for that part either. So yeah, a lot of ways to win some prizes, so make sure you do all of it so that way you have the most chance to win some really awesome prizes. Are you excited to get started? I sure am. I want to remind you really quickly what each part is, then we're going to get started. So here's that hashtag again I was just talking about, okay? So we're going to have 3 parts in this live crochet along. Make sure you share, please share, okay? And so we're going to talk about the bunny today, not the assembly part of it. Assembly comes at the end, as you can see, okay? We're going to do the parts. We're going to crochet all the parts, then we'll put it all together at the end, okay? So assembly, I see a question from Maxine. She's confused about the assembly of the limbs. We're not talking about assembly today. Assembly comes at the very end, so that way I can focus on exactly how to do every part that is considered assembly. Whether it's the zipper, whether it's the Velcro, whether it's the limbs, everything that's, or even the leaves, right? Or the snaps, or anything that's considered assembly is gonna go at the very end to make sure we're covering all of our bases. That way I can really, really highly focus on the assembly, because I feel like if I do it all over the place, you're going to get confused and you don't know where to look. Okay, so we're going to do part 3, the assembly part. Anyway, so for today, we're going to focus on the bunny, crocheting all the bunny parts. Okay, tomorrow's going to be ears and the fruit shells. So I call them shells, but you can call them whatever you want. The outside part, right? The fruit part of it. So you can get to pick whichever fruit you want. I'm gonna probably pick the pineapple, but probably a different yellow because I don't know if I have the yellow again. I need to look at I have more of this yellow in order to make that happen. If not, I'll pick a different yellow. It doesn't really matter, okay? So this will be the pineapple, by the way. And then the ears are very similar to the other fruits, which is why I'm likely doing the pineapple to make sure I cover all my bases, okay? Sarah says she ordered her zippers. I should be here for the second. Yes! Anita says, I'm confused anyway. Oh, please don't. This is why you're here, right? You're going to ask questions and you're going to literally remove your obstacles, remove your confusion. That is what I'm here for. That's why we're doing this live, okay? Dragon Heart Soul says, I need help how to put the eyes on. Yes, we are going to focus on that today. So don't worry about that, okay? I'm going to show you how to add the eyes, how to add the nose, and then pretty much the head, and then the beginning part of the body, because then there's a repetition going on, which I'll talk about. So yes, you're going to see that, okay? So are there any questions so far? And then we can get started immediately. Any other questions for the general introduction of the live crochet along? Looks like we're good to go. We have 70 people here today. Yay! No April Fools, right? We're not doing April Fools. We don't like to fool people. We like to crochet cute things, right? That's what we're going to focus on. Okay, so let me remove this picture and then we'll slide around so you can see me from the top. There we go. Okay, so this is the pineapple, okay, because it's my favorite, so that's why I put it here. And then here is Mrs. Bunny. Isn't it so cute? Oh, it's so cute. This reminds me of like a baby that's like cuddled up, right? And just like looking through, like, look at this. Doesn't this look like, remind you of like a little baby? It reminds you of a baby, right? Jay Beth says, where do I get the zipper? It's in the material section. Will you please check the material section? I linked everything so that it's super easy for you to find, okay? Let's see. Julie says, are we meeting tomorrow? No. We're going to have it every other day. So today's part 1, which is April 1st. Part 2 is April 3rd. And then part 3 is April 5th. Okay, so put that on your calendar. So the link for all the materials are in the material list. So make sure you go check that out. Okay, so here's the bunny. Okay, so it has a little snap on the top. Again, we're not going to talk about that today. We're not going to talk about the assembly part of it. I do want to point something out. I don't think I really pointed it out before, but if you want, so you have 2 options on the assembly. Again, I will show you that in part 3. Okay, so you have the option to literally just sew it on and be good to go, or you can make the arms in a way that they twist. That includes the legs too. And I think that is the part that Maxine is confused about and how to make it move. If you don't want to make it move, you know how to probably sew it on. I will talk about that. If you do want to make it move, I will show you how to do that in part 3. That does not include, by the way, the tail. This is just for the limbs. I made it in a way that you can add, a movement to your limbs if you wanted to. Okay, so let's focus on the head first, then a little tiny part of the body. I'm going to skip the rest of the body. I will do that off camera so I can show you how to do the assembly in part 3, right? I'm going to show you the beginning parts of all of the limbs as well as the tail. So that is what we're going to focus on today. I know that the head part is usually the hardest because of the face. So we're going to focus on that part, okay? Let's see. Are you guys ready? Are we ready to get going? Okay, I'm going to put the pineapple to the side because we do not need that today. Gloria's asking, how tall is the bunny? Well, I'm going to throw a question back at you. Are you asking just a bunny or are you asking it with a fruit? I assume you're talking about just a bunny without the ears. Happy to measure that for you. So I'm just going to lay it down, right? And show you my measurement here. Again, it depends on how you move your limbs, right? I'm just going to do it the way it's laying right now. And that would be, let's see, is it about 5.75? I think it's about 5.75, roughly, maybe 5.5. I can't really tell if this is straight here. It's either 5.5 or 5.75, the way it's laying down. I hope that answers that question. Nana's saying, where's Tracy? That's a good question. Who has contact with Tracy? Ask Tracy if she's okay, if she's going to join us today. Who is besties? Who's the crochet bestie of Tracy? I don't know who it is, but please, make sure you guys reach out to Tracy, make sure she's okay. Maxine says, can you show how to do the mouth? Yes, I will be showing you how to do the mouth, okay? Fran says, how? Wow, we're really movable limbs? Yes, I'm going to show you how to do that in part 3. Okay, so I'm going to put Bunny here on the side. He's just going to watch you guys, okay? He's going to watch to make sure you guys have questions and you're going to actually ask the questions. Do you see that? Bunny's watching you, okay? So we're going to put Bunny on the side. I want to make sure he's still there, or she is still there, but I want to make sure I'm not kicking, because when I crochet, I usually kick. Let me see. I'm going to put him on the other side because my arm is not over there. See? We're going to put him right behind me so that way we're both watching you. See ya? We're both watching you. To-do. Okay, so let's get started. I have here my yarn. This is the yarn that I'm using. It's Loops and Threads. I don't have a link for that, okay? So this one, what does it say here? It's called Brushed Rainbow Polyester. I got it from Michael's. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. You're not required to use the same. I used it because it's a really, really soft yarn, and I thought it was perfect for amigurumi, okay? So that's what we're doing. So yarn is ready to go here on the side, and I'm ready to show you how to do the magic ring. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, magic ring. This is how I do the magic ring. I cross it over. There's many different ways to make the magic ring. The most important thing is, remember, it is a loosened up slip knot. Okay, this is just how I do it. You can totally do it differently. So once you have your X, put your hook in, pull it through, okay, and then you're going to put your ring finger into your loop, make a chain of 1, which holds everything in place, okay? Again, a magic ring is a loosened up slip knot. Think that in your head, and then I promise you, you'll be able to do it, okay? And by the way, the circle part of it would be the knot part of the slip knot, okay? So let's see. Anita says, that's funny. I got the same yarn. It's super soft. Yes, it is. Anita also has a question. How about if you want to make the eyes and the nose and the mouth? I don't know what that question means. Are you talking about crocheting it? I will not be showing you how to do that because, as you can see, mine are not crocheted. We have the eyes, which are plastic, and we have the nose, this is plastic, and the mouth is just embroidered on, okay? That's all. That is what I'm going to focus on because that's how I written the pattern. If you are wanting to do it crocheted, you are welcome to do it. I'm just not going to cover it because my pattern doesn't call for that, okay? So we're going to start, and by the way, if I look over there, that's because the written pattern is next to me, okay? Just that you know. I do not have it in my head memorized, so I'm going to look over there to see my pattern, okay? So let's see. We're going to start with 8 single crochet stitches. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 8. Quick question before I keep going. Am I too far away for you guys? Should I be zooming in? I want to make sure you guys can see the bunny, but I also don't want to make sure you don't see what I'm doing. So I want to make sure you are seeing everything you need to see, if that makes sense. Okay, do you need me to zoom in? That is pretty much the question. Maxine says, I bought a package of 1,100 noses. Well, you're going to do a lot of work then, Maxine. I want to see a lot of bunnies coming from you. Or amigurumi, let me say it that way. Do you need me to zoom in? Well, there's an airplane flying by. Let's see. Oh, I love how you guys all checking up on Tracy. You guys are amazing. Okay. Do you need me to zoom in a bit? Anita says, yes, please. I apologize for the jets flying by. I'm very close to the Miramar Air Base with a filmed Top Gun. So just that you know, it'll be a little bit loud sometimes. That's how it works. Okay, I'm going to zoom it just a tad. I want to make sure the bunny is still in view somehow. let's see. Can we make the bunny work? I'm going to put him kind of slightly upside down so that way he's still watching you. Okay, so I hope she's okay. Maybe she has something with her dog going on. Okay, so we're going to go into round two. Round two, okay? Round two is 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. So what I like to do, make sure that I'm not doing the chain of 1. I like to count backwards to make sure I'm going into the first stitch and not into the chain of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here is the first stitch. Okay, that is not the chain of 1 there. So now we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. Here we go. So 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. Now I didn't write down how many stitches that would be, but if you do the math, which is very easy math, this is elementary school math, you guys. What is 8 times 2, right? We started with 8. We're now adding 2 per stitch. So it's 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, we have 16 stitches at the end of this round. Super duper easy. Okay, so almost there, and I'm going to double check because when I talk a lot, sometimes I do a mistake, and I want to make sure that the first round is correct because afterwards it's very easy, and I'll show you a little trick there if you don't want to count your stitches. Okay, so here we go. This is how we're looking so far. I understand white is a little bit hard to see on camera, so I apologize for that, but a bunny is white. I put a gray mat behind it to make sure you kind of can see. Okay, so let me double check. I actually have 16 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yay! I did 16. I am so excited. Okay, I love when I don't do any mistakes. Okay, we're not introducing the frog. Nobody jinx me. Okay, don't jinx me. So here we go. We're going into the next round, which calls for 1 single crochet stitch in the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet stitches. Hang on, I kind of split my yarn by accident. 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. So that means per section, per pattern repeat is 3 stitches. 3 times 8 is 24. So you should end up with 24 stitches. So 1 single crochet stitch, then the next one is 2 single crochet stitches. By the way, in case I didn't mention it, I am using a 4mm crochet hook, but you should know that because you probably looked at the material list. Am I right? I hope you did. Okay, I'm using a 4mm hook. Now, keep in mind, I do want to point out that when I crochet on camera, my pieces typically end up being bigger for the reason that my arm is leaning against the table. And that is not like a loose situation. It's kind of, you know, holding me back a little bit, which makes my stitches looser. So if you are noticing in the end that my bunny may be bigger than my original, and that is the reason why. I just want to let you know about that, okay? You're going to be like, wait, you used to formerly have made a hook. Why is your bunny bigger? And it's because my arm is leaning, okay? It always happens to me. Every time I teach on camera, that's what happens. Okay, let me double check here. This was 2. Okay, so this will be 1 stitch, then 2 stitches right here, then 1, then 2, then, whoops, there's a hair. I don't know where that came from. Then we have 1 and 2. Sorry, I have to say this out loud because otherwise I will do a mistake. 1 and 2. I believe that should be it. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that was round 3. Are we good so far? Are we good so far? It should be all good. I'm just going to check if there's any questions. Anita says, I think I'm having a hard time because of the white yarn. Okay, let me ask you a question, Anita. Where can I help you? Where do you need help, Anita? Remember, you do have the written pattern, okay? It is in TCC, it's in the PDF, or it's on my website. So pick the option that works for you. Anita, I believe you're in TCC, so check there. So make sure you have the written pattern, hopefully in front of you while I'm doing this, because that usually is a little bit easier to understand. It's similar to going to college and seeing a experiment done in front of you with the written instructions in front of your face. It's easier to follow along, okay? So don't do everything from memory. Go have your pattern in front of you the way I do, okay? So now let's go into the next round. So the next round is going to be, let me check, 1 single crochet in 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and then it should be 2 single crochet stitches after that. And we're going to do this 6 times all the way around, okay? So 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 single crochet stitches after that. Then we'll repeat 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 single crochets after. Hang on, sometimes I split my yarn by accident. It is okay, it happens. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 single crochet stitches. Everything is single in case I didn't mention it, okay? Then 1, 2, come on, and 3, and then an increase. We should do it one more time, right here, one more time. 1, 2, and 3, and then 2 single crochet stitches, or you just hold an increase, right? It looks like this so far. Are we good? Just want to make sure everyone is good so far. Kaylin says, it goes to show how changing even one element in a crocheter's process, posture, and mood changes the gauge. It's quite fascinating. I 100% agree with you on that. 100%, okay? Because I say it all the time. When you're switching crochet hooks, you're switching your, let me call it, environment, and that can be mental or physical, right? If you change anything about how you are crocheting your project, then you may end up with either bigger stitches, a mistake, your gauge changes, etc., etc., okay? It can happen. So I always say, make sure when you're using a project, I know not a lot of designers talk about this. I am talking about it. When you're starting a project, please always write down which hook did you use. Not just the size, but the hook brand, okay? What hook did you actually use to crochet your project? Don't switch between crochet hooks. Here's the reason why. Furls, for example, is heavier. Like furls hooks are heavier than, let's say, this one, which is a We Crochet Dots hook. So therefore, your gauge will change. Your tension, your muscle memory will change if you're switching between hooks. Always use the same hook, not just the same size, the same hook, okay? Little tip on the side. Now, let's go to the next part, and that is just gonna be single crochet stitches. 8 rounds. This is the only section I'm gonna focus on that is literally just single crochet stitches. So, bear with me as I'm crocheting 8 rounds of single crochet stitches, 1 stitch per stitch. Now this gives you the perfect opportunity to ask me some questions, because as soon as we're done with this part of it, we are going to add the eyes and the nose, and then we're going to keep going a little bit more before we are going to do the mouth. Okay, the mouth we're going to do slightly later, just to make sure we have enough room to actually do the mouth. Okay, let's see. Rebecca says, I'm definitely having issues with changing colors. Now, I understand that. I do want to tell you a couple of things. So first of all, we're not doing color changes in this specific project per se. There are a couple of ones like on the leaves, you know, for example, the dragon fruit, there's like a change of color, but only like at the edge of a row. So otherwise there's not really changing colors in this project per se. But let me ask you a question, Rebecca. Now, I might not be able to help you this instant, but after we're done with the party, I would love to actually teach you a little bit more. Can you tell me, Rebecca, if you are having trouble with Antarsia or tapestry in terms of color changes, or a completely different technique? Let me know which technique in terms of color changes are you having trouble with. The other one would be corner to corner, just to give you another few ideas of what there is in terms of color changes. Because there are a few different techniques that focus on color changes. In fact, I have an entire ebook that focuses on color changes. I just want to know from you. I'm happy to teach you something maybe next week as a live tutorial, but I need more information from Rebecca, so, or maybe anyone else here. If you're having trouble with color changes, I need to know which technique you are referring to so I can help you further. Let's see. Someone is talking about older wife yarn. Nana is saying that. Someone else said it too. What is older wife yarn? Okay, I need some definition. German here. I don't know what you're talking about. What is an older wife yarn? And why are you divorcing it? I don't understand. Is that a slang? Is that some kind of expression? Okay, I didn't know we are getting married with yarn now. And what's the deal on older wife yarn? What does that mean? Someone explain to me what that means. Maybe I'm too young for this. Maybe I'm too foreign for this. I don't know. You guys tell me because I want to be part of that joke. Okay, let me be in. I want to be part of the community that gets the joke. Tell me. That's an inside joke. Tell me. Or is it an April Fool's joke? Is it an April Fool's joke? Please, someone tell me. Okay. Oh, someone is saying divorce is like splitting the yarn. Oh, but what does that have to do with an older wife yarn? Is that just an expression or is that a typo? Okay, I'm going to figure this out. You guys are going to tell me. I know you will. Okay. Let's see. Yarn splitting. So frustrating. Yes, it is frustrating. I totally get that. Okay, I'm going to keep going while you guys are typey. Okay, someone's going to explain it to me. I get now that the divorce part means splitting yarn, but I still don't understand what older wife yarn is, unless that is also a typo. Who knows? Who knows? Hang on. Okay, I'm going to keep going because I have to do 8 rounds of single crochet stitches. I would love for you guys to chat with me and while I'm doing this, because I don't really have to count stitches here. I do have to count rows or slash rounds. So why don't you guys ask me some questions, talk to me about it. Rebecca, I'm still waiting from your answer there. I hope you're going to answer me. It's a cute typo. Well, hang on. We can totally turn this into an expression if it's just a typo. Who knows? Can we do something with it? Can we turn it into an inside joke? Come on, someone turn it into an inside joke. Say it in a way that everyone who's here can remember it. So when we're going to bring it up next time, we're going to be like, that's an inside joke. Only we know. Someone make this into an inside joke. It's April Fool's, so come on, we can do this. Someone is smart enough to do this while I'm focusing on this. Oh my gosh, I know, I get it now, it's a typo, but I love it. It is hilarious, and I really want to make this into an inside joke if someone is willing. All good. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at me not understanding that it was a typo right away. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. At the end of this round, I'm going to count how many rounds I have done so far because I haven't kept track of that. Unless someone else did. Did someone else keep track of how many times I've moved my stitch marker? Because I haven't. I've been chitty-chatting with you all. So I'm going to check in a second to make sure I'm still on track. I'm getting to my 8 rounds of single crochet stitches. This is the only section where it's just going to be, you know, single crochet stitches. And then we're going to focus again on the things that you guys want to know about. But considering I have to make the bunny anyways, might as well do it, right? What's the point of, you know, putting on ears and eyes or whatever, and it's not even the right size. So that would not be good. So let me go through my 8 single crochet stitches. In the meantime, 8 rounds, excuse me. Let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm in round 8. I need to go to round, what, 12? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Almost there. So I guess 4 more rounds to go. Hang on. My yarn is right there. My stitch marker. Okay, I'm moving it now. Here we go. Okay, just checking real quick. Trying to release. I'm trying to release. Rebecca saying she's trying to release. What are you trying to release, girl? What are you trying to release? Your memory? I totally get that. That happens to me all the time. I forget things and I'm like, where did I put this? I get that. Are we still referring to the color changes for you, Rebecca? Please tell me. Oh, Maxine saying Tracy's at an appointment. She's watching later. I appreciate that so much. I was worried she's having some problems or something. I'm glad Tracy's going to watch the replay. And she's going to see how many of you guys are loving on her. She's going to see how everyone is checking up on her. That is awesome. I love that for y'all. You guys are amazing. Okay, so let's see. Donna says, I would love to make it into an inside joke regarding old yarn that splits. I am a typo queen. I'm loving this cute joke. Me too. Me too. We're divorcing wife yarn. Okay, I like that. I kind of like that. I think I want to take the old part away. And I like the idea of calling it, we're divorcing wife yarn. Okay, that's yarn splitting. That was kind of cool. I kind of like that inside joke. That would be really, really fun. I gotta remember that. I gotta remember that. Okay, so Rebecca is still trying to release her memory, so maybe someone can help her out. Someone needs to help Rebecca. Rebecca, I'm here for you, girl. I need more information about the color changes, because here's the thing. I get like hyper fixated, and right now I'm hyper fixating on helping you, girl. So please release your memory and tell me where I can help you with color changes so I can do that next week. Help me out. I help you if you help me. How about that? We do that, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, from Tracy. Thank you. I'm fine. I'm at the point number 3. I'll catch replay. Good. Tracy's okay. Yay. I'm so happy. For everyone who doesn't know, Tracy's a very active member here. And so if she's missing, usually people catch that really quickly. So if you're going to show up to my live tutorials a lot more, someone is going to pay attention. I promise you that the entire community pays attention. So if you're not showing up at one time and you're always there, always in a chitty chat, someone is going to pay attention and realize, wait, someone is missing. Who is missing? And then we're going to point it out. And then we're going to, literally catch up on you and say, hey, what's going on? Why are you not here? We're worried about you. So always show up to my lives, because I promise you, people care. I care. I sure make sure that you are okay. So I'm going to count real quick again, because I do not know how many rounds I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more rounds to go. Let's go, girls. All right. Are there any guys here, or can I stick with girls? I don't know. If there's any guys here, call me out. I want to make sure everyone's included, but I haven't seen any comments from a guy yet. We do have guys around, so I just want to make sure I'm not saying anything wrong. Hello, everyone who's coming late. I'm glad you're all here. So make sure you stay till the end, because I have a question for you at the end, so that way you can qualify for your giveaway part. All right, so we're almost done with the 8 rounds of just single crochet stitches while we're giggling around, having fun, and having a chitty chat. Okay, I have one more round to go after this, and then we're going to start doing the eyes and the nose, and then we're going to do the decreases. And when we're starting the body, that is when we're going to do the mouth, okay? Making sure that I have enough yarn in my head, not in my head, but in the bunny's head, to make sure, enough polyfill in there to make sure that I can actually add the mouth, okay? So, are we good so far? I have one more round to go. Come on, we can do this. One more round. Cheer each other on. Are you crocheting, or are you just typing? I'm totally fine if you're just typing. I actually prefer that, because I want you to ask me questions and not feel like you have to rush and then make a mistake or something. I'd rather you watch the replay in order to crochet your bunny, or better, the fruit bunny. So that way you can ask as many questions as you need to. And then during the replay, you can always pause or fast forward if you feel like I'm chatting too much. Totally get that. Because, 8 rounds of single crochet stitches. What are you going to just watch there? I mean, you can watch the comments. It's fun. But I totally get it if you want to fast forward on this specific part. I'm not going to be mad at that. I'm probably going to see it later in my little graph that YouTube is giving me. It's like, Nikki, what did you do here? Why is everyone fast forwarding? I'm gonna just tell YouTube, well, that's how it works when you do 8 rounds of the same thing over and over again, and then people get bored. Well, hopefully you weren't bored, because I chitty chatted the entire time with you all. Okay, so let's do this. So we have this part done so far, and we're actually now gonna do the eyes and the nose. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, let's see. Donna says, I watch because Nikki crochets much faster than me. That's just sometimes. Okay, I have my eyes here in front of me. I'm getting warm. Is today warm? I don't know. Maybe today's warm. Or I'm just talking so much, I'm heating my body up. Okay, so I don't have another blue, so I'm sticking with green, I guess. So that's what's just going to go with it. So it says, per the instructions, it says add the eyes 3 stitches apart, 6 rounds from the top. So let's count. Should we do that? Rebecca has a quick question. Where's Rebecca? Trying to go from the gray to the pink or the other color, and sometimes combines into a mix. Rebecca, are we talking about tapestry where you're carrying the yarn, or are we talking about intarsia where you're dropping the yarn? I need more information, please, pretty please, so that way I can help you. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, round 6 is right here, so I'm just gonna do like right below round 6. Okay, like between 6 and 7. So I'm just gonna put one eye right here. So you have to kind of, wiggle it between. By the way, this is the eyes I'm using, right? You can use other eyes if you want. I'm just gonna squeeze it right there in between, and then where's my other eye? Right here. And now I'm just gonna put it 3 stitches apart. So 1, 2, 3. So it'll be probably right here. I'm gonna count here for a second. Which 3 stitches did I count? I counted 3 stitches at the top. You see that? Hang on, let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 is at the top. Hang on, I moved mine too high. Hang on. 6 is at the top, you guys. Top right there. That's where the 6 is, okay? So let me move it down just slightly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hang on. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, and the eyes are going to touch the 6. I should have been more clear on that, okay? So right there, this is where round 6 is, where my finger is. This one, where my right thumb is. I'm going to take this thumb away so you can see it. This is round 6, okay? Right here. That is round 6. And then this is where the eyes are, okay? So now I'm going to look here. If you look at my bunny, you can see they're on the top 3 stitches apart where round 6 is, right? But you can also count in between, or it's 2 stitches apart in between. So I'm just going to do 2 right now. 1, 2, which would be, I believe, here, roughly. Now I'm going to make sure my eyes are kind of like, the black parts are kind of pointing down a little bit, like in an angle. Like, look at my other one, right? You see that? It's kind of in an angle down, okay? So right there, do you see that? So let me remind you again. I want to remind you again because this may have been confusing for some of you. So if you count 6 stitches down, 6 rounds down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is round 6 right here where it's touching, okay? Where it's touching the eyes, that is round 6, okay? Are we good? Let me say it again. On the top of the eyes is where round 6 is. That's not the round where you're inserting a little nodule right there, okay? Right there. Did you guys all have a draws? I'm right here. Let's keep going. Let's have fun together. Okay, so now we're going to flip it, and we're going to add our backing here, okay? No withdrawals anymore. I'm right here. I'm going to have a lot of live tutorials happening today, and 2 days, 2 days after that, and the next week, 5 days in a row. Okay, come on. We can do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to put that backing on the back, okay? Backing on the back, yes. And you're going to squeeze, okay? You're going to squeeze hard, okay? Until it's really in. Sometimes you can heat it up first. Now, my body is hot enough right now. It'll be fine. You get what I'm saying? Come on, let's have some jokes. So this is kind of how it's going to look like in the end. You want to have a little bit of a notch right there. It's not going to come off. If you want to take this off, you're going to have to cut it off. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Don't do a mistake. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, so if you put this on, it's going to look like this. That's not right. It needs a little bit more pressure. Push this, baby. One more time. Come on, push it. Ooh, push it, push it. Oh, I did it. There we go. That's how it's supposed to look like. We're not going to talk about how it looks like. No, but you're going to see how it's supposed to look like. Okay. Okay. My voice is going away. Give me a second. Okay. Whoa. My water almost fell over. Okay. Eyes are in. Okay. Now let's take care of the nosy. So if you look at nosy over here, nosy is literally right below. Do you see the line of the eyes? Like right below. Okay. So right below is about here, right? It's about here. Is that in the center? Is that in the center? Well, it's about, right? I would say it's in the center, okay? So it's in my package that only has one size of noses, okay? So just, And then this guy is a little bit easier to push in. Whee! and if you want to add some, you know, glue on this guy, feel free to add some glue on this one to make sure you're not losing this one, because that one is not super tight. Okay, so bunny face is done. And as you can see, we don't have enough room in order to do the mouth just yet. So we're going to do the mouth a hint later. So we're going to do first a little bit more of the head than the beginning of the body. And then I'm going to try to do the mouth right then and there. If it's too wiggly because the body is not done, I might have to push the mouth to the assembly part, or potentially in part 2, because I want to make sure it looks good, okay? So it needs a little bit of pressure there, and that's from the polyfill. So let's see if I can make it work, because as you can see, this is not closed up over here, right? The body is right below it. So we're going to do a little bit more over here. That's the decreasing part, and I'll show you just the beginning of the increase again, and then we're going to stop at that point, okay? I'll finish it off. I finish it off camera in the end, whatever you might. All right, I have now knots in my tongue. So let's go into the next round. Round 14, everyone. Are we all good? That is funny. Am I funny? The sound effects are spot on. You guys like my sound effects? See, I don't have to press any bubbles or buttons or whatever. I do my own sound effects. My hubby laughs at them all the time. He thinks it's hilarious that I do sound effects. Because apparently sometimes they're weird and they're German sound effects. And, you know, Americans don't know what to do with that. So you guys just giggle around. I'm fine with that. Go laugh at me. Okay. Or better, laugh with me. So let's go to round 13. Okay. We have one single crochet in 3 stitches. What we're going to do is pretty much backwards what we did earlier. Okay. So one single crochet in 3 stitches, and then we're doing a decrease. And this is going to be an invisible single crochet decrease. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through 2 front loops. You see those 2 front loops? Okay. So number 1. And number 2, well, go in. There we go. See, 2 front loops, yarn over, pull through, and then you have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through. That's your decrease right there. Okay. So now I want to see the water. I promise it's water. See, look at my straw that went into the dishwasher and it's now bent. Okay. It's water. I promise it's water. Anyways, there's nothing in there. My coffee's over here and I didn't finish it yet. Okay, so let's see. 1 single crochet in 3 stitches. Okay, I'm just funny because you guys are here. I'm back and we're good. We're having fun. Make sure you tell your crochet besties that we're having fun, because they're totally missing out right now. So if they need to have a good laugh, they need to join us the next time, because it's so much fun with you all. Okay, so 1 single crochet in 3 stitches, and then we're going to do a decrease again, just like I said, right? Going through 2 front loops and then making a single over. 1, 2, and 3 single crochet stitches, and then a decrease. Then a, whoopsie, that was a slip stitch, not a decrease. Hang on a second. Let's do that again. There we go. Decrease, then 1 single crochet in 3 stitches. Here we go. Then again, another decrease. By the way, you should end up with 24 stitches at that point. 1, 2, and 3, and then here's the last decrease of this round. No worries, we have some more decreases. We're going to move up our stitch marker right there, and we're going into round 14. Okay, round 14 is 1 single and a decrease. And we do this 8 times all the way around. Okay, let's see. Gigi has a good suggestion. I would think so. Wait, there was a question. I need to go back up. Maxine, what did you say? Hang on. I'm missing a conversation. I want to be part of it. Where's my mouse? Mousy, where are you? Oh, there's Mousy. Okay, so Maxine said something. Where's Maxine at? What did Maxine say that Gigi's saying? Oh, here we go. If the bunny is a little too big, will I have to make the pineapple larger? No, you're just going to make the tension the same, and it'll be larger in the end. Ta-da! No, ta-da! Anyways, I would think so. Yes. Okay. Yes, definitely. Okay. So if your tension is the same, then it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? Because if I had tight tension for my bunny and tight tension for my pineapple, then I'm good to go. And if I have loose tension on my bunny and loose tension on my pineapple, I'm good to go. Just be in the same situation when you're crocheting it so that your tension is the same. Okay, are we good? That will work perfectly fine. Okay, so one single and decrease. Do this literally all the way around. So that should be 8 times. So 1 and then a decrease. 1 and a decrease right there. No, that didn't work out. Let's do that again. There we go. And then again, one single and a decrease. And then one single and a decrease. I'm not counting. I'm just going to go until the end. It should be 8 times though. So one single, a decrease. And here's one more time. One single and a decrease. Okay, let's see. Now we need to do some stuffing. I'm not going to do the stuffing just yet, even though I wrote it down. I like to do just like about halfway of the next round because this hole is too big for me still. I'm worried the polyfill is just going to slide right out. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the next round and then stuff and then finish the round if that makes any sense, okay? So let's say, hooray for Jenny that can be your crocheting. Wait, what did Jenny say? I'm excited to pick up my hook again. Let's go! It's been more than a week. Oh, I get it. I took a break for like 3 weeks. So yes, I get that. I get that. Yay! I'm glad you're back. Okay, let's go, Jenny. Let's get this going. You can make your bunny. Okay, let me check real quick. What does it say? Okay, 8 invisible single crochet decreases. So I'm going to do like 3 or 4. And then I'm going to stuff. Okay, 1. Let's see. 2. I'm just checking my hole here. 3. I think I'm going to do 4 and then I'm going to stuff. So 3 and 4. Yeah, that should be good enough. I usually do a little bit more, but it should be fine. Okay, I have my stuffing over here. Always make sure you fluff that stuffing up, okay? Like polyfill, whatever. Stuff that boy up. Yes, it's a boy because it's going to get... No, I'm not going to go there. Okay, so we're going to stuff it. We're going to stuff it right in there. Okay, you want it nicely stuffed. Here's how you know it's stuffed nicely. First of all, make sure your stitches are tight. It's amigurumi, okay? Because if you have polyfill poking through your stitches are either too tight or you way overstuffed it, okay? You want to be firm, but you don't want to see the polyfill. So you're going to have to do some adjustments to make sure, you know, it's firm, but it is also not poking through your stitches, if that makes any sense whatsoever, okay? I'm going to try to show you how much I stuff in. I kind of like push it in there, but not in a way that there's like gaps or something. I want to make sure it's kind of rounded. Now, you can kind of tell that my stitches are a little bit bigger. Is that actually? Maybe I did a good job this time. Ooh, head is the same. I did a good job this time. You guys, look at me. My head is not super duper big this time. Okay, I've done this before when it got like really big. But anyway, so there's still a little bit of room as you can see. So I'm going to add just a hint more. And I can always add more later before I finish the body, if that makes any sense, right? But I don't want to overstuff it. So we're already starting to stretch our stitches here a bit, so I don't want to go too much further. So I'm going to stop at this point for now, and we're going to go and finish this round, and then we're going to go a few more rounds just that I have enough room to do the mouth, okay? Hopefully it'll work out for me. So let's finish this round of just decreases the invisible way, of course, because we don't want any gaps there, okay? So make sure your stitches are nice and tight. One of the things you can do is keep your hook head close to your project. So watch how I do this, okay? I think I skipped a stitch here somewhere. Oh no. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should be, yeah, I missed a stitch here somewhere. So I'm going to just combine 3 together, because somewhere I missed a stitch. Okay, or I did it twice. However, I want to end up with 8. So there we go. So you want to keep it kind of close, okay, to your stitches. Hang on, I split my yarn, okay? Yarn divorce happened over here. Okay, so we're going to go into the next round. So I need to move up my stitch marker. Hopefully that I am able to do that with all the polyfill inside. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. I'm just going to go through, grab my stitch marker, pull that through, and move it up. There we go. Now let's go into the next round. Here we go. We're going to do a couple more rounds together. Let's do like at least one round together because then afterwards it's just like a repetition of itself, okay? So you know how to do that at this point, the increases and decreases. So let me do one round and see if it's enough room to do the mouth, okay? So I'm going to do 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. So this is the neck now, right? So go into each stitch, moving my stitch marker. It's in the way. I'm sorry. Move that stitch marker. Stitch marker, will you get over there, please? Okay, let's see. There we go. Let's do this again. So 1 and 2 stitches, and we do this all the way around. I think it should be enough room for me to do the mouth now. Okay, so 2 single crochet stitches per stitch all the way around. Keep your yarn, your hook close. So this is what I mean by close, okay? Like you stay close. If you have trouble with tension, don't move it up super high, okay? Like stay close, and that should be much easier for you to keep your tension nice and tight. I try to do it as much as I can, but it's a little bit harder to do on camera because my arms are leaning against the table. So I'm having a harder time with that, but you should be good if you are kind of free floating. So I'm going to check here that I have all my stitches. I feel like I have one more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yay, I have 16. Okay, so I'm going to stop at this point so I can do my mouth real quick. Let me see, which yarn did I use? I'm just checking here real quick. Where is that yarn? Which yarn did I use? I think I used pink yarn. Where did my pink yarn go? I missed my pink yarn. Okay, let me see. I'm just going to use this one. It's a little thicker, but I think it's the same color. It's almost the same color. You guys can see it? It's almost the same color. It's a hint thicker. I don't know where the other one went. So I'm just going to, where's my scissors? Here we go. Cut this. So you need a little bit of pink. Now, I recommend a thinner one. I'm using worsted now, but it's totally fine. So let's do this. Add your yarn on here, on your hook, excuse me, on your needle. And then what you're going to do, I usually do it at the very end, but I'm going to show you how to do this now, okay? So what I like to do is kind of go from the back here somewhere and push through. So we're going to try to replicate this, right? So you're going to come out right below the nose, okay? So that's what you're kind of aiming for. So I'm going to poke around until I'm like right below the nose. I'm close to it. I'm poking my nose. I'm just not below the nose just yet. So I'm like almost there. That's kind of there. Hang on. Keep slipping. There. That's roughly in the middle. Ooh, I lost it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go next to it and then move over a little bit. There we go. That's going to be easier. So I'm just going to go in here. There. That's where I need to be. Okay, so now I'm like right below the nose. Do you see that? Right below the nose. Now I'm going to pull it down just a tad, okay? Like a little bit. You don't want to go too far. Just a tiny bit down. Just a little bit. Maybe like 1 row or so, okay? Like go down. Go through the stitches, not the holes. Otherwise it'll be moving. And then you're going to go over a little bit. Let me see. I'm going to show you, right? Over just a hint. So I'm going to go over here. See that? I went in here, go over here, like so. Now I have my line. Now what I want to do is kind of go around it, and I want to go over the same distance from that line. You see that? Like same distance. So if you want to measure it, you can measure it roughly here, okay? You see that's about the same distance. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke in there, and I'm going to come out on that same spot where I came out of, or where it went into, right there. Like this, go back there. And then what I'm going to do is kind of go over. Do you see how my yarn is on the top and this loopy loop is on the bottom? We're going to go around it and go back in the same spot. And then I'm going to go over here where I came from, like in the same spot again. You see that? Not splitting the yarn or anything, coming out on the same spot right there. So now I can like move my yarn just a bit to make sure I do some adjustments. I don't want to pull too much. So you can kind of do that a little bit with your yarn. and kind of do some adjustments. So if you don't like it, you can pull it out a little bit. I personally think my mouth is not smiley enough. So I think I'm going to pull this out in a second and make it a little bit more smiley. Do you see that? I don't think mine is smiley enough. So I'm going to not make a knot just yet. So here we go. I'm going to pull this back out and see if I can make it a hint more smiley. So want to do this together with me? I'm going to do it together with you. So usually I do use the back side of this, so that way I'm not splitting my yarn. So I'm going to pull this back out. So I'm going to keep that line, but I'm going to move this one up just a tad, okay? So I'm going to put it back on my needle. So this is not a frogging situation per se. This is more kind of, I want to be a little more smiley, okay? So I'm moving up my yarn just a hint. You see that? I moved it up just a little bit. Now I'm going to go over, so make sure my smiley is happening, right? So go in there, go in here. I'm above the line. You see that? I'm above it. And I'm going to come down and go back in that same spot. And now I'm going to come back over here where I came out of. Same area without splitting any yarn. See that? Coming back out. And now I can do some adjustments here. Pull over here. Usually do the back of it, so that way I'm not splitting my yarn. So pull here a little bit. Pull here. And now it looks a little bit more smiley. There we go. How cute is that? Isn't that amazing? Okay, so now that I'm okay with it, I'm happy with it. So you see how the yarn is out here? There's no yarn in between. You see that? I came out of the same spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to make a knot over here. I like to make a double knot just to make sure it doesn't come undone. Okay, and now I'm going to push it back in because there's no white yarn in between. So I can kind of push this in and watch how the knot disappears. Boop, gone. Okay, now I'm going to do this, but I'm going in a different direction. And the polyfill is going to kind of hold that in place. Okay, so literally just push it through and make the pink yarn disappear. Okay, you can kind of wiggle it around so that the polyfill is literally holding it all together. You're going to take your scissors, snippity snip, just pull a hint, right? So that way the rest of it kind of slides in and the pink is gone. Here's one pink. Here I'm going to do the other one. Just pull slightly, snippity snip, and wiggle a little bit, and there we go. Look at this cutie pie. Isn't that so cute? It's super easy to do, okay? So you're going to finish up the body now, and we're going to now talk really quickly about the limbs so that we can do this together. So I'm going to put this to the side. And, ooh, I just realized that I haven't finished my body yet, so now I need to cut my yarn. Oh, no! That's okay. That's fine. I'm going to deal with that later. Okay, so we're going to just do the beginning part of the limbs. Okay, I'm going to talk about the difference between the arms and the legs. They're very similar. Okay, and then the tail. We're going to do the assembly of all of it at the very end. Okay, so hang on. I got to put my pattern back up. So we're going to start with the arms. I'm just showing you the beginning part of it. We're not going to do all the single crochet stitches. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with a magic ring again. Okay, then we're going to, this is, do you see how it's a slip knot? If I pull this right now, it's a slip knot. You see that? Slip knot. So there you go. You see that? A magic ring is a loosened up slip knot. Okay, so we're going to make your magic ring, and we're going to make a chain of 1, and we're going to add 6 single crochets to the ring. This is for the arms. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then you're going to close it up, and then you're going to, I'm not going to do too much because I want to pull it back out so I can show you how to do the legs. Okay, so we're now going to go and crochet 2 single crochet stitches per stitch all the way around. Okay, so here's 1 and then 2. Let me see. I'm going to finish this round, and then you all just have to do single crochet stitches after that, right? Let's see, 2. Then here's another 2, and another 2, and another 2, and then it should be one more. Hang on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Another 2, and another 2. Now you are going to make sure that your hole is closed. I didn't do that right now because I'm pulling it back out. Okay, so once you have it like this, you're going to do single crochet stitches from round 3 through 10. again, 1 single per stitch, okay? Then you're going to stuff it, and then you're going to do decreases, which is 6 invisible single crochet decreases. Then you're going to fasten off, and you're going to wait for the assembly part. Got it? Make sure you have a long yarn tail for both arms and limbs. Now, this is the arm part. Now, let me show you the leg part. Okay, hang on. I got to make sure I'm moving my paper because the legs are on the next page. At least on the PDF it is. Okay, so now the legs, again, it's still all in white, right? White yarn, okay? Magic ring. And you're going to add a chain of 1. That just holds the magic ring in place. There's no other purpose for it, okay? We're going to add 8 single crochet stitches for the legs. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay? You're going to close that up. And you're going to do 2 single crochet stitches per stitch. I'm not going to show you again because you know how to do that now. Then round 3 through 8 is 1 single per stitch. Okay. And then you're going to do a decrease. 8 invisible single crochet decreases. Stuff it beforehand. Long yarn tail end. Close up the hole. And then I'll show you how to do the assembly part of it in part 3. Okay. For the tail, you start exactly the same way. The only difference is the amount of single crochet rounds. Okay, it is round 3 to 4. And so that's just 2 rounds. Decrease, close it up, and then put it on the back. I will show you the assembly of it on part 3. Okay, part 3. So when you're done with it, you should have all of these pieces. You should have the head with the cute face, right? This is my face right there. You can see I'm not done with it yet. I'm going to do it off camera so that way I can show you how to do the assembly part of it, okay? In order to not overstuff, make sure your stitches are tight and you don't want your polyfill to poke through. That's the most important part when it comes to stuffing, okay? So let's see. What do you consider a tail to leave the length? I would say a foot is a good amount. Leave about a foot or so. If you're not sure, do a 1.5 feet. It's better to cut more later than having not enough in the beginning. So let's say 1 to 1.5 feet. That's what you want to keep, okay? So I guess, what is that? 12 to 16-ish inches roughly, just to have enough, just to make sure, right? That's all. It's just you want to have enough yarn to sew as well as weaving in, okay? So you should have the head with the body, you should have 2 arms, 2 leggies, and you have the tail. We're going to do the assembly of the bunny in part 3 with everything else, okay? That's what we're going to do. Let's see. There's a question from Nana. So the arms are 2 rounds more than the legs. I believe so. Let me double check. I did not look at that right now. Let me check. What did I say? Yes, you're right. 2 rounds extra. Just the only difference is for the legs, it is 8 single crochet stitches. For the arms, it's 6 single crochet stitches that you're starting out with. So there's a different starting number for the arms versus the legs, right? So once you have all the pieces, you're good to go. You're going to wait for part 2, or you can work ahead if you have the pattern already, if you have the PDF, or if you're in TCC in the Crochet Club, then you have the pattern already, and then you can work ahead if you like on your shells, okay, on your either the ear part of the shell, okay, or the fruit part, or even, you know, anything else. Let's see. Donna, I think I answered Donna. Let me go back. Dragon Heart Soul says, how should I look? How should they look after stuffing? I think I overstuffed mine. Here is a good example on how it should look. Okay, you have teeny tiny holes, normal, but not big enough that you can see the polyfill, right? The idea of it is that it's firm enough, right? It's firm enough. But you don't have any polyfill poking through, right? I can't see the polyfill. I see a hint of shadow. That's okay. But I don't see any polyfill. Do you see that? This is kind of how it's supposed to look like. I hope this is kind of helping. Let's see. Maxine says I finished the bunny head and body working the arms. Yay. Okay. Fran says I can't wait to do the movable arms and legs. Never did that. Yay. We're going to do that. Definitely. Okay. Are there any more questions about the bunny? I wanted to make sure I show you all the most important parts about the bunny, which obviously the face is probably the most important one, and the decreases and increases, just because to make sure that you know how to do that. But the rest of it should be easy and straightforward with just single crochet stitches, 1 stitch per stitch. Amigurumi seems harder than it is. It's actually fairly easy. Okay, this is a very happy bunny, and I don't know if I like the blue more or the green more. Which one is better? I think I like my blue one more because I like blue, but the green looks really good too. I really like it. I'm gonna end up with 2 bunnies, so I know I'm gonna be able to gift someone, one of my best friends or their kids. I'm gonna give them one of the bunnies the next time I see them. Let's see. Anita says, can you turn it around with the tail? Yes, ma'am. Here's the tail. The tail does not move. It is maybe moving in this direction, but it doesn't twist, if that makes sense. Okay, it's literally sewn on. That's where the bunny tail is. It is in a way that it can sit. So you put the tail in a way that it can sit. So you can kind of put the tail behind it and then see, how does my bunny sit? Then that's where you're going to put the tail, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Is there another question? I was just going to check real quick. I like the green Manon. I think Manon. I'm glad you like the green too. Okay. I also had pink. I had some other colors. I stuck with those. I stuck with the traditional ones. I could have even left it white, you know, if I wanted to, but I felt like I wanted some color. Okay. I think we're good. No one has any additional questions, right? Well, I have a question for you. So let's turn around so you can see me. Hi. Okay, so this was part 1. Let me remind you. Part 1 of the fruit bunny, 6 and 1, right? You get to pick your fruits. You can make as many fruits as you like, right? Because they're interchangeable, and you can even use it as a pouch later. Let's see. Oh, Dragonheart Soul has another question. Is it okay if I enter this in my county and state fair? Yes, absolutely. I would love for you to do that. And when you win, no matter what you win, please will you show us? Yes, please, please, please. Because we love to celebrate everyone, especially if you are entering a fair. I mean, come on, that's a big deal. Yay, please do so. And thank you for putting my name and the pattern on. I appreciate that. Make sure it's kind of on the bottom because you are the one that's supposed to be highlighted because you're the one who crochets it. So yes, please. I would love to see that. Yes, and share it in a group in the end, okay? So remember that you need to use the hashtag. I would love to see your parts. Will you please post your parts for part 1 into the group? I know it's not per se a requirement, but you can encourage others to be part of the crochet along. So please post into the Facebook group your part 1. Use the hashtag that I showed you. It's also in the pattern. So if you're worried about and forgetting it, go in the pattern. Let me actually show it to you really quickly just to make sure you are not missing it. Which is there we go. Do you see that hashtag right there? It's in bold, live cal APR 26. Use that hashtag, post it in the Facebook group, say, this is my part 1, okay? And then talk about how you're excited for part 2 or something like that, okay? So, whoopsie daisy, that's not what I meant to do. I wanted to show you question number 1. Okay, so here's question number 1 for you. This is what I'd like you to answer to be part of the qualifying part of it for that second section, right? You have to do all 3 videos though. So name 1 tip you learned today during the live tutorial. Now, you can mention a tip that you've recently learned that was mentioned again in this video, something you already know, or you might know all my tips, who knows, right? I mean, I don't know you like the way you do know yourself. So will you please answer just this question right here, okay? Name 1 tip that you learned today, whether it's new or not, whether it's old or new. Name 1 tip that I kind of mentioned to you all today. Do it now during the live or do it during the replay. Okay, tell me, what did you learn today? Okay, and a little bonus tip, I didn't write it here, bonus points. Tell me if you had fun. Tell me if you had fun, because I sure did. I sure had fun, okay? So let's see. Anne Frisk Moore says, this was my first Nikki video. Hang on, the comment disappeared. And I love it. Such a cute and happy person. I see you on the third. Yay! I'm so glad you are coming back. Yes, that's who I am. That's what I do. And I get happier the more people show up. Literally, because it's like energy. It's like feeding, right? Someone always says, like, what do you have in your coffee? What's in your water? It's not what is in my water or my drinks or whatever. Guess what feeds me? You guys. You guys are like energy boosters for me, okay? So if you want me even more giggly and fun, not weird. I mean, if you consider it weird, you go whatever you want. But if you want more of that personality to shine, you get more crocheters to show up, because you guys are the one feeding me, okay? You are feeding my energy. You want me to give you some of that energy? You bring more crocheters to join us. Will you tell them, please? Okay, tell everyone. We're gonna have so much fun. Barbara's saying, where do I put the tail on the bunny? Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you how to assemble it in part 3, okay? That was a question from Barbara Shaw, okay? So I will show you in part 3 to do all the assembly part. But what you can do is you have your finished tail, okay? You're just going to lay it behind your bunny. Make sure your arms and legs are already attached. You're just going to lay it there. And wherever your bunny sits straight, that's where you're going to sew the tail on. You're kind of going to look. You're going to move it around and say, okay, this is in the back, right in the center, and this is how my bunny is going to sit. Do you see that? Look how it's sitting. I literally just put it behind it and see, this is how it sits. Now it sits. That's where I'm putting my tail, okay? That's it. And if you're not sure yet how to do that, wait for part 3 where I'm doing all the assembly part. All of it is going to happen in part 3, okay? Let's see. I'm just going to check real quick. Oh, maybe I just answered your question that you answered my question. Ooh. Okay. Now, anyways. I think I just answered your question, my question. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay. I'm so glad you guys all loved it. Yay! Faith says, I even have gifted an annual membership. You are amazing. I am so happy. Okay. Let's see. I love how you guys all learned it. Okay, I'm so glad you're putting tip down. That way I know you're answering my question. Thank you guys. What is the tip that you learned today during the live tutorial? I just need you to answer that, and that's all good. You're going to answer 3 questions in total, okay? Today, part 2 and part 3. That way you qualify for that part of the giveaway. And then I go back and check that you do it for all 3. And then I pick 3 random winners who did all 3. Look how easy that is, okay? Yay! Okay, if you have any further questions, you can email me. Let me show you my email address for a second for anyone who needs help, okay, in case I was not here to answer. Where did my email address go? Here we go. Okay, email me if you have any questions. I'll be mad if you don't ask me a question. Do you hear that? Okay, you ask a question, whether that is during the live, during a replay. You can put it in the comments during the replay. Okay, I will come back and answer that for you, or just email me. If it's a personal question, private question, always email, no matter what. Email for personal private question, like purchases or something. Always email. Never put that on social. You will never get customer service on social media. It's not possible because it's a private matter. So private matters go through email. Comments otherwise, put your questions there because you can help others as well. Make sure you tell your crochet besties to join us for the next one. Okay, and we have more questions coming up. We have lots of prizes to give away. I'm so glad you came. So glad you're here. I will see you guys back here for part 2 in 2 days. So post your pictures into the Facebook group. I will see you guys in part 2. Happy crocheting. See you later. Bye-bye.